Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, RV extraordinaire, coming in today to show you how easy it is to hook up a trailer. This is a teardrop pipe, which makes it just as easy. I mean, a little bit easier than some of the bigger ones. You can actually pull these around a little bit versus bigger trailers, but nonetheless, it's going to be basically the same thing for you when you're connecting and disconnecting if you're using just a utility bar. I realize that as you get bigger, you might have weight distribution, you might have friction sway, things of that nature. But hopefully this will clear up some of the questions that have come up in the past about how to connect these teardrops to your utility ball. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe down below. Appreciate that. And for those of you watching that are current subscribers, I do appreciate it. But let me show you how easy it is to connect this teardrop to your vehicle. Now, when you're backing up to try to hook up, do not get the ball all the way up underneath of your hitch here. You want to make sure that you have it out a little bit. You want that to cup as it is going on there. Let me show you. So now when you're putting this on here, you might need to go ahead and pull it forward a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and bring it down here, and you can see now I've got the weight off it, but if I need to, then I can just go ahead and pull it over, so now it's going to sit right down on top. Now once you get able to get all the weight on it, now what you want to do is make sure you lock it. Now this is where a lot of people don't understand how this mechanism works. This is going to go forward and locks in place. Now the way to know whether or not it is in place all the way is whether or not this pin can go all the way in. You can also see right here where it actually latches down. When you're unlatching it, what you're doing is you're lifting at this point and you're also lifting here. Sometimes with the pressure of the locking mechanism underneath, because the trailer is being pushed towards your trailer or your truck is being pushed back here, it will not unlock. So you got to alleviate that tension. You could typically do that if you have the wheel on the front here, or if you have the, when you're disconnecting that is, you could just push on the trailer to get it to go back. But now that's all the way on there, and then you want to make sure that you put your pin in, and this will allow it not to come unlatched. It's that simple. Now it's time to go ahead and hook the chains up, your breakaway cable, and your electrical cable. Now for the breakaway cable, it's recommended you get one of these here, and you're able to use that putting this on here. So let me show you how this stuff works. So this is put on here. This is for the breakaway cable. Your breakaway is this, and what that does, the breakaway is, in the event that this was to come detached from your vehicle, it's going to apply the brakes to your trailer and supposedly stop it. Now when you put your chains on here, what you want to do is you want to make sure you crisscross them, and I'd recommend you go ahead and twist them a little bit. Maybe if they're too long, maybe take a couple of links out. Just get those put up in there. Now when you put your chains on, make sure you crisscross them. That's so that it would catch in the event that it came off of the ball. It's supposed to cradle them in the chain. Next you have your breakaway cable. Now something you might want to do on this here is either loop it to go ahead and take out some of the slack, and then you put it on here. So it's on this carabiner. And now that is set there. Next, what we've got to do is put the electrical cord in. Now your electrical cord, you see how long this is, and what you're going to need to do, you don't need all of that. Tighten it around your tongue jack here, and then you can put it up underneath here. Now once you have your electrical cord on, then of course you want to get your tongue jack up all the way. You want to get that out of your way here. Now if you don't like the manual, you could always put an electric one on here. If you have your wheel on here, be sure that you take the wheel off. You do not want to be dragging that wheel. You'll get a flat spot on it. Okay, so now we're hooked up, we're ready to rock and roll from this standpoint anyway. Okay, so now you're connected to your vehicle. The next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and perform a test to make sure that your lights and your brakes are actually working. Now, if it's only one person, let me show you how you do that. You're going to go ahead and start your vehicle, turn your lights on, and put your hazard lights on. And let me show you how you do that. Now, once you get your lights on, your hazard lights, what you do is you come back here, you can check if the hazard lights are flashing. That means that your brake lights will work as well as your signals. And then you're also going to check the sides to make sure that your running lights on the sides of your, both sides are working as well. And then you're good to go. So now you're towing down the road, you stop at a gas station or you stop in to get food. Something very important. You want to check your hitch work when you come back out of that gas station or you come out of a building, whatever. And what you want to check for, you want to make sure that your pin hasn't been messed with, make sure that you're still locked to your utility bar here, make sure your chains are still connected, your brake and wire, and before you leave, you want to go ahead and check your lights once again. I know you checked them when you first left, but do that when you ever have to stop and you ever leave the site of your vehicle. Check to make sure that nobody has messed with this stuff here. Now, let's say that you're going to stop for lunch and you're going to be out of the vehicle for a while. Recommendation would be to disconnect your electrical cord here, and the reason for that is so that if you have something on in here by accident, now you can shut your battery disconnect off if you have one, but if you disconnect that, you alleviate the issue of having something in your trailer to run down the battery on your vehicle. That's the last thing you need to have happen. Now you just have to remember when you come back out to reconnect that. Now you've reached your destination. Now it's time to go ahead and disengage. Make sure you chalk your tires before you go ahead and disconnect from your vehicle. First thing you're going to want to do is if you want to put the wheel on, put the wheel on. Or my recommendation would be put a 6x6 under here to give you a nice firm base for this. So then you're just going to go ahead and put this. If you have an electrical one, it'll go a little bit quicker. But you want to get this at least on the ground before you do any of the other stuff. All right, so I'm there. Now you want to go ahead and disconnect your pin and you unlatch it. Now it's unlocked. Next thing, and you can go ahead and raise that if you wanted to, but disconnect your chains. Always remember to take your breakaway off of here, because if you do not, you're going to have an issue with that. And then of course, remove your electrical cable and umbilical cord. And now it's just a matter of getting it off of the ball. Now sometimes it puts a little bit of weight on there and it's going to have to be raised up pretty high. Now it's getting, and you see how that happened. It was a little bit tight there and it comes off. Now you're able to move your vehicle out of the way. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, how to connect and disconnect from your teardrop camper. You can use the same advice for any really towable, pretty much. The key is safety. Take your time. Make sure you check and double check things every time that you get out of your vehicle and you leave it alone. There are people out there that play games. You follow these steps and you'll be much happier in the long run. For any more information on this, or if you have any questions, or if there's something else you'd like me to preview for you, by all means, feel free to reach out to me. Be more than happy to try and make that happen for you. My contact information is down below the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back at you again soon. Take care.